And okay, so welcome back to Danganronpa. We're gonna be doing cool trial things, I guess. I think we're done with preparations. Oh, okay, yeah. I wanted to wrap this up as soon as we could.
With a basic explanation of the class trial. So,
Oh my god.
your votes will determine the results.
Yeah, we know. We've been through this before. Thank you.
Who done it? Then only they will receive punishment.
Yeah, I just wanted to turn around and do this stream really quick because I know you guys had been waiting for it and you guys were like really eager after the last stream.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So first off, let's talk about the murder weapon.
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Okay. Okay. Only one truth bullet. That should be easy.
Fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt? I bet it was an iron pipe. Interesting. That certainly would.
Or Chihiro.
Okay, so what has to be?
Chihiro's fate. It appears it was a head wound.
Oh, was that not relevant? Maybe you have some idea, but I don't understand at all. Oh, great. Whatever.
Chihiro's.
This is what I get.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
What? What do you mean?
Chihiro's. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt? I bet it was an iron pipe. Interesting.
Oh my god.
That certainly would make them.
Or Chihiro.
Oh, it has to directly contradict, I guess.
Chihiro's. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma
I'm already struggling this hard on the first one.
No, that's wrong.
Bro, why did you even say it was an iron pipe? Like, there was no iron pipe in the
Do we
room.
agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
Bro, this is a life or death situation. I'd do that too. This isn't like for fun.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Do you want to hear more? Yes. Just so I don't fuck it up. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit the lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep the white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so be careful when you aim your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so...
Oh, shit.
Speaking of genocide,
I don't know who that is.
Okay. No, I know what it is.
The culprit is Genocide Jack.
Case closed.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No,
There we go.
that's wrong.
That was easy.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important
funny.
is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, the one which the world at large doesn't know, if I'm not mistaken, it was the positioning of the body.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of.
They could have also just read the case files that you did.
It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes.
There's
in
way
fact,
too many coincidences in this game.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Yeah, be straightforward, you jackass. It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I can understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not be Toko. The real answer is that she's not one person, but multiple people, right? I have already said my piece about dissociative identity disorder. So... Huh? Okay, hold on. H-I... Oh, I don't want to say that word. Okay.
No,
Yeah, that's a word you could say, I guess, to describe a mentally ill person. That's not fun at all.
Genocide Jack has a split personality?
That doesn't make her a schizo.
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
That's not a great
They
thing to
thought
call
that the
someone with
suspect
an
might
actual
have-
disorder.
What did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
I forgot about that entirely. I'm gonna be real, guys. That was so out of pocket, bro.
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Oh, that made me feel so weird.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine. I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world, from the front and the back and top inning and bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. It's quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, to drive out that murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean?
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
What the heck?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
I keep wanting to say things. I keep wanting to say things, and then I know better. I know better than to say those things, so I'm just gonna close my mouth temporarily, so I apologize if there isn't much commentary. This is the murderous fiend genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
In fairness, he is kind of correct on that. He's like, yeah, if you think the cops can do anything about anything in here, like, she's the textbook example as to why they will not be coming for you. Because she's been murdering people for a very long time, and she's still out here. That's kind of wild, though. Like, that's kind of true. Like, oh my god.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
I don't think that's necessarily true. Oh yeah, because you can't keep a line of logic, lady.
This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. I mean, the first thing I noticed was that she uses...
You say that, but do you really expect
she uses scissors, and this person clearly didn't, so...
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now I...
When you compare your past murders to this, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Give it up. You killed her.
Okay, I have to focus on remembering Chihiro's body. That must be the answer. That should prove that what he said isn't quite right.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you...
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches complete. What more proof do
No.
we need?
Oh, shit.
Give it up. You killed her.
No.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you...
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past murder, the modus operandi matches what more proof do we
What?
need?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's...
Give it up.
I think I'm just having a hard time.
Sorry, but I didn't kill...
You say that, but
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches complete. What more proof do we
Oh
need?
my god, how do I keep freaking missing?
give it up. You killed her.
Sorry,
Good
but I didn't
evening.
kill anyone.
You say that, but
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare the modus operandi matches. What more proof?
No, my god!
give it up. You killed her.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry, I keep missing.
Sorry, but I didn't...
You say that,
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murder, the modus operandi matches.
There we go. Oh my god. Took long enough.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about
The
that.
scissors stood out to
I
me.
think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no business of mine.
I never thought I'd see a reference like that in this game. Okay.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's also the fact that everyone that Jack seems to be killing is male, but we'll get to that. There's one clear difference between the murders. The photos of Genocide Jack and the other cases. Look at the neck and stomach, and you'll see the difference.
I got it!
Yep.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference was related to how they were suspended. In the photos of Genocide Jack cases, all of the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see the difference. She was suspended, how the body was posed, what was used to suspend her. There we go.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences. That's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
He's awfully small to be referring to him that way.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
You've given him a nickname that's gonna stick now.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Ugh, don't call her that. Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit because Chihiro is a girl. If you look at every name of the victim, what you'll notice is, I think I figured it out. Why Chihiro couldn't have been killed.
I got it!
Yeah.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32. I mean, I think from a Western perspective, it might be difficult to tell that all of these names are male, but first of all, they are, and second of all, the only two images we get are of male victims, so that's fair enough.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the
I see.
Now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man, madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Adorable little man.
Italian chefs suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival.
There's also just the thing that she would have the opportunity. Clearly they have enough supplies of like all sorts to last a while, so I imagine she would have had scissors. And like there's plenty of men, including one she's attracted to, that are here, so like there's no reason she would choose Chihiro.
And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
There's that.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors?
That's what I was saying. I'm like, there's gotta be scissors in this school.
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever.
Weird
Sure,
tongue?
any in the
Yeah.
school.
Well, that's how you know it's her.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Sucks to suck, Togami.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
Although I think from an outside perspective, you're looking awfully suspicious too, Naegi.
Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
From the fucking beginning, dick.
Thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody's searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls'
But you
locker
wouldn't
room.
know that Chihiro was the victim yet.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction between what Byakuya said, and I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Yeah, tell me. We're going to add something called the truth, blah, blah, blah. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize the weak spot. This memorization can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change truth bullet, it will disappear from the truth cylinder. However, you can use the flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have an answer to a lie or a contradiction with the loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot to make your case. When's the best time to use a flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I'll say if you don't use the flashbacks, it won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro.
How could you have known that?
I would suggest we check
The girls, there was no time. What's so strange? You wish you'd taken me with you.
No, you don't, you weird jackass.
So, you said Byakuya, he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check... That's a natural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Oh.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you absolutely... That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
What's so strange? You wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out... That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. I get that.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known
who the victim was. That's what I was saying.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
You're so full of yourself,
What's
you
wrong?
dipshit.
Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him concerned, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between the case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be?
What? The difference? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors, and I use the same scissors to arrange the...
But Chihiro was suspended. It was some kind of rope.
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya.
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
No, we know exactly where you got that rope from, Togami.
What? The difference? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same scissors... But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya. Where'd you get...
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope Or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned, as if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
Well, the thing is, even if he did steal someone else's, monopad, he still has to deal with the consequences of, I don't know, that giant-ass firearm that's aimed at him from the ceiling. So it's like, the fact that he would enter the opposite gender locker room is still up for
What about all that
talk.
bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean, can I really accept that Byakuya said what Byakuya said was the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that?
How
Oh, sorry.
disappointing.
Skip that.
What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true
I think most of, like, the TikTok audios from Danganronpa come from this trial, I'm realizing. I forgot just how many quotable moments are from this trial.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later.
Also, some of the outdated stuff with how the camera is panning is also kind of noticeable in this trial.
The rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows that the murder took place somewhere else. There was something with switching the boys' and the girls' locker rooms.
I got it!
There we go.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile,
Thank you for
the boys'
your
locker room had
beautiful commentary.
a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, That doesn't really seem to belong in a boy's locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain had been scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device, but Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had
without
no
getting
way to
fucking
get into
shot.
the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro have really gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Is it really? Could Chihiro really have gotten in?
I got. She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer. I'm sure that would have been.
No, I don't think she used the thing.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt that it was, in which case, can we really say that that's what she used?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have...
I got. She must have hacked her e-handbook.
No.
She was the ultimate programmer. I'm sure that would have been no.
No, I don't. She used the thing.
Huh? What?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook.
No, that's wrong.
There we go.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck.
We never really determined that it was his that was broken because we never saw Junko's turned on. We were just kind of trusting Togami's word on that.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just...
These
wrong?
games are really good. I mean, when you're saying there's nothing else like them, we've gotten to a point now where there's actually a lot of games like this, but Danganronpa did really solidify the sort of death game genre. I think some people compare Danganronpa to Phoenix Wright, but I don't think it's quite like that kind of jury visual novel. It's a little darker than that. But, you know, Your Turn to Die, we've also played on stream, and that one's really good. But Danganronpa it's the king of those kinds of games. So that's why I love it so much. It really like made the genre what it is.
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Also, Project Eden's Garden, which I get is technically a Danganronpa fan game, but Project Eden's Garden has gotten so popular recently, I'm gonna have to play it at some point, but obviously that's based on Danganronpa, so. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya was the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
I agree with you though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way in?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well.
You could put it that way.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you
Oh
do
my
around?
god.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Oh my god, could you just be a little more specific, Kyoko?
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
So yeah, Chihiro was not a girl, and that was kind of the whole pivotal thing of this trial, and also part of why this trial is so controversial. Chihiro being a guy who presents as a girl is also a significant portion of why I enjoy her character. But that's just me personally. I think it's because I'm a very feminine guy myself, and I can relate to a lot of the issues that come with that. So yeah, I I enjoy this aspect of her character. Some characters treat it with more respect than others, and I think Kyoko should have just gotten to the point instead of making everyone confused. But, you know, it is what it is, and this game is 15 years old, so...
I wouldn't joke about this.
Do they present as female, or is it one of those things where people just assume they're female? It's kind of... Based on what we've seen so far in the game, it's kind of a mix of both. It's like people assume that Chihiro's female. I think they'll get more into why Chihiro is this way a little later in the trial. But people assume Chihiro is female and Chihiro just doesn't say anything. So that's kind of where it is. Yeah, it's a decent twist for people unfamiliar with the game, but it's probably one of the most notorious twists in Danganronpa.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Yeah, because you had the case files, my guy.
Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Did not expect ya.
I do apologize for...
Yeah, Chihiro died last episode.
Then,
Sorry, guys.
Let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, the thought had never crossed my mind.
The victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think
Yeah,
you're
he
the
was
killer,
the
remember?
ultimate programmer.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still
Well,
think Byakuya's the killer?
Togami thinks of everything as a game to him, so the fact that the game got a little more interesting is probably all he cares about.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it
Alright,
doesn't have
see you
anything
later,
to do with
Heartbulb.
him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit.
Well, yeah, like, oh my god.
I just happened
Jackass.
to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Yeah, very helpful, thank you.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Another Togami quote that I totally forgot. He legit says effing with you. Oh my god. Anyway.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now.
No, they do. They 100% do, you jackass.
Now then.
I'm gonna.
If it wasn't me, who was it?
I'm gonna start cussing out Togami.
Well, I don't think I can.
Bro is gonna make me make a video essay.
A little more. We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we?
He's a jackass in an entertaining way. Like, I'm glad he's here, but like, Jesus Christ, man.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Ants still have minds of, you know what, whatever.
We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing that we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means...
I got it!
Since the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. I see so many loopholes in this, but that's fine. But that's still not enough. We need to find more clues.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did
Oh,
it?
shit.
Shoot! Isn't there a single clue? Well,
Did nobody get... I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All we need right now is...
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer?
And only... And it's not like they're just gonna...
That was the one.
Game over, man.
No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue? Well,
It's what Yasuhiro said.
Sure if someone saw the...
perhaps someone saw the victim at some...
Yeah.
It's over.
It's... You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only...
There we go!
No,
Woo!
it's wrong.
Not to jinx it, but I think I'm doing a little better this time than last time.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
You did,
Now
Celeste.
that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Well, they make ugly noises at everything that shocks them. That's just kind of how this game and anime in general works. I don't know if you've watched any, Celeste. You definitely look like you've come from one.
Whatever. Just
As you
hurry
have.
up and tell us.
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm in kind of a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
Okay.
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. I can speak. I'm not doing a lot of talking this episode. This just isn't leaving me with much to do.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one that...
So,
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him. My tracksuit is black.
No! Oh my god, I missed it.
Shoot.
First of all, we know he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
what do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
Yippee!
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a tracksuit into the duffel bag, and then I assume he ran off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know
Well,
what
actually,
color Chihiro's
that's also not
tracksuit
true because
was?
Hifumi knew about it, but then again, she could have not told Hifumi that detail.
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only
Oh my
possibility.
god. These nicknames, bro.
Are you talking about Chihiro?
She names all the guys after fruit.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
Sounds like an excuse, bro.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
And when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Yeah, congratulations.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the
Not
culprit.
really, but if you think of it that way, sure.
That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along.
Oh, they're talking about Kirigiri, not about me. Never mind.
Beginning. But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Ooh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Good for you. Gender-affirming Mondo. 10 out of 10.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
Well, that's an awfully big leap, just based on that one thing. You're probably gonna have to get a little more evidence than that.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
We've talked to you for like 3 minutes, bro.
Yeah, he would never do something
You're
like
not
that.
doing a
This is
good
false
job of
accusation.
making yourself look not suspicious, buddy.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
I mean, you probably should have mentioned something earlier, buddy, if you've got something this pivotal.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist.
Better more
then-
information than less.
What do you have there? It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so
Ooh,
I
is it
scooped up.
Leon's? You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to...
I got it!
Okay, it's Chihiro's, never mind.
You know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
Oh, it was! Oh, and welcome back from your bath. Heartbold, thank you.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Yeah, you're talking about Leon's... You're still assuming that Leon's is the one that's busted, but all we have is Togami's, like, conjecture on that. I'm still convinced that it could have been Junko's.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook break? There's only one possible explanation.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I
Yeah,
let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
Yeah, but Monokuma, we're gonna remember everything you say because, like, that's just kind of the point of these trials and things is we, remember the information collected during the investigation. That's kind of the important part.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So,
he's not just gonna tell you.
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're
No, you don't, but okay.
Won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special
Okay,
announcement.
so he will tell us, never mind.
The point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break. I flippin' knew it.
No, you didn't, but okay.
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Oh, okay, never mind. You did know that. Oh, that is bad. That looks real bad. Mondo, that does not look good for you, buddy.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Thank you, Ishimaru, for that useless piece of information.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim...
Is Hifumi 100% innocent? I think at this point we've determined he's not suspicious in this case, but boy, do I wish he was. I do not like this man. I do not like him at all.
Then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Who might have taken their handbook into the sauna? There's really only 2 people who would have done that. And one of them was the one that was fully clothed. Oh my god. And did that happen after that? Wow, my... Chihiro must have died before that. Wow. That was a lot of forethought, actually. That's way more forethought than I thought he put into it.
Mondo, your handbook got
Oh my
broken in the
god.
sauna,
How was
didn't
he able to act so nonchalant after doing something like that? Wow.
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago. Remember?
Oh wait, oh never mind. So that didn't happen before the murder. It was he took his own, that's how he found out that his own e-handbook couldn't handle the sauna. Okay. So he broke his own e-handbook by accident.
Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look, Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Well, he's definitely hurt a lot of people, so I don't think
Makoto's
that's the worry here. Okay. Is this how I select? Wait, how do I do the truth bullet selection?
If what he says is correct, then Mondo,
oh,
you broke
right,
your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Oh.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test if what he says you broke your
Okay.
own.
Yeah, I think he left his own broken handbook at the scene.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Okay. I've got to get better with my aim here, guys.
Let's test if what he says you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
What? No! Oh my god!
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Ugh.
Let's test if what he says you broke your own hand. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just.
There we go.
No,
Thank God. Okay. I would have hated having to go through all that again.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually worked. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own.
That is also
After
a
all,
good theory.
Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right. The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's. Yes?
I'm interested to see how he figured out, I don't think they'll ever get to it, but how he figured out that the extra e-handbooks were in the mailbox.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning. That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Okay. 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 Oh, this is how I do it. Okay. Fuck you, Togami. Fuck you. Fuck everything. Okay. So, I'm assuming the writing of Bloodlust strapped him up. Bloodlust here. Okay. This is a lot. Okay. Wait, was that... The manga panels are the hardest part for me, I think. Oh my god, hopefully I can do this with enough time. God, okay, so that's... Chihiro walks into the... Is that... Whose shadow is that? Is that Togami? Picks that up. Hold on. I think that's Togami, right? Oh, wait. Oh, geez, that's a lot. Oh my god, this is just too confusing for me to make out what this is supposed to be. Oh my god, I'm kind of freaking out. Okay. Okay. He would probably have moved the, in this process, he probably would have moved the poster, right? I still don't fully see the reason why he would have... Hold on, I'm just gonna put things in random spots at this point. Because I have to figure out what goes where. And I think I've got enough hearts to spare at this point. Where I can figure it out. Okay. Hold on. No, I'm trying to...
The killer is
okay.
You!
There's probably a few incorrect
First,
panels here.
Let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
The narration might also help me a little bit.
Blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
I didn't lay things out right. I need to rearrange the case. Okay. Okay, so... Okay, so that's... Boys. Okay. Boy. Let's go.
The killer is you! With bag and... She made her way to the locker room. But how could the...
We know that. Okay, boys, there we go.
Simple. Because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Okay, so that might be... He has to take it down first. That doesn't look right, so I'm gonna take that down. Takes it down, moves the body. Okay, and then he has to put the stuff back up, right?
Here's exactly what happened.
Okay. Okay.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Oh. Oh my god, okay. What could it be? Moved. Could this technically be the move?
Here's exactly
I'm probably gonna die, admittedly.
Which is why the killer then removed...
Oh, they're gonna make me do this whole fucking thing again. Did I put that there the first time? Or... I don't think I did.
The killer is
Okay.
you!
Oh my god.
Which is why then remove...
Yeah, okay. Whatever. I'm gonna have to look at a guide then. Oh my god. How much of this is it gonna make me do again? Just this section? Hopefully just the section, because I do not want to do significant portions of this trial again.
I refuse to give up yet!
Thank you. Oh my god. Screw this, I'm looking at a guide, guys. Because I'm like, there are puzzles, certain puzzles in things, it's not that you don't get it because how should I put it? It's not that you don't get it because of the because of like the blah 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 blah. I'm struggling with how to phrase this. It's not that you don't get it because you don't understand how it works. It's that you don't understand it because the images are laid out so poorly. It's like, I know what happened. Like, I can lay out for you the events, but it just doesn't... The manga panels just do not look right. Screw it, I don't think I can find a guide either, so I guess we're just gonna wing it. Until we get the right one. This might take a while, so my apologies. So what we do know is that she stuffed it in the duffel bag. She went, scanned herself in. He scanned himself in. And then he went into the boys' locker room. He met up with Mondo. Mondo picked up the dumbbell, went over, smashed him on the head. Which caused the blood splatter. He tried to clean up. He moved to the girls' locker room. He opened that up with the key card. He rearranged the room. Byakuya came in. Strung up Chihiro. And then the killer took the e-handbooks. And lit them on fire. Or something. Oh, threw them into the sauna. Right. Oh, wait, no. That's the wrong order. Oh, I get what this is supposed to be now. This is supposed to be the sauna. Oh my god. These pictures are just not clear enough.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
Maybe I can do this without a guide, guys. Maybe I'm not that dumb.
Correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit.
Well, we don't know if Mondo's the killer for sure yet, but we're getting there.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Okay, the loophole in this, though, is that he did say that if a guy went snooping around the girls' locker rooms, that the gun would shoot them down. So I'm a little confused as to how he was able to do this while alive and not Swiss cheese. So that just might be a plot hole people have pointed out before, but I'll just say that again. Oh, that door opening was not him. Okay. All right. Do I have to...
Here's exactly what happened.
Oh my God. I'm gonna take forever to get through this, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to attempt this so many times. I apologize in advance. This is not fun for anyone. But his hand is holding up the e-handbook right there. Oh, was it the rolling out the poster? Oh my God.
The killer is...
This is gonna take us for fucking ever.
After all,
I apologize in advance.
And that's
Again.
exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Because he's a jackass!
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
What a thoughtless creep. Wow.
Then, using the victim's own blood.
The blood was literally still wet. For God's sake.
He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
That's what that was supposed to be? That image was supposed to be the handbook getting destroyed in the sauna? That's so impossible to see. That's why I fucking hate the manga panels. They're the worst. They're just not clear enough.
Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna.
I think it just frustrates me when these mystery games, it's like not part of the mystery that frustrates you. It's one thing if you can't figure out the mystery. Like that's kind of what makes a mystery good, but it's like, I get frustrated in these types of games where it feels like the mystery is like the actual pieces of evidence and not what they're trying to say, if that makes any sense.
And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Isn't that right, Mondo?
Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence?
We gave you plenty.
Evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo is the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show Mondo's handbook right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element has been added to the truth bullet battles. Would you like to hear more? Please. Let's talk a little about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push buttons at random, you won't miss. Okay, thank God. So if you push blah, 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 however you want to destroy the verbal assaults, but it'll only last until your focus gauge runs out, so make sure to use it best time, of course. It won't be fair if only you got access to the special time, right? So we've also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. Nega time during triple battle, the tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher for you to have the rhythm. So if you activate fever time at any point, no, never mind, it won't happen, just worry about this. Surprisingly difficult, blah, blah, blah. Good luck. I hate this one too, so... I'm usually great at rhythm games, so I don't understand why this is so hard.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show
Wait,
me
what?
some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
Wait, what?
Corrupt.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I don't understand how this keeps happening, but that's fine.
Is...
No, it's not.
I refuse to give up yet.
Okay. I don't know how I keep losing, but okay.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote.
Okay, there we go.
Show me some evidence.
There we go. Okay. I think it's just I've been pushing down with one button when I have to be pushing down with two. I think that's what it is.
So far is right.
Which in this case means I have to use the controller and the mouse at the same time. Or the touchpad, rather. What? Me actually? Hi, Cavorite Lizard. Nice to see you. Nice that you're finally catching a stream. I've been seeing you in my comments. Thanks for watching my VODs.
Mondo must have replaced his broken
You're catching us right at the end of a trial.
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Which is really sad, by the way. B-A, 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 A, C. Okay. That's pretty good. I'll take an A.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay, so they're gonna force me to voice characters again. I love voicing characters. You know who I don't love voicing? Monokuma.
Uh-oh! This looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so! The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Iwata! In case you were wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There is no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but before anyone who doesn't want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward through the text.
Which we're not gonna do because this is a story-based game. Oh my god, did I just get rated? Drink your vegetable is now rated with a party of 26. Oh my gosh. Hi guys. Hi Raid, how are you? Nice to see you here. We are coming to a tail end of a trial in Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, so, you guys are about to hear a story you probably don't understand, but that's fine. And you're also gonna hear me raid Shadow Legends. No, the day I get a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, though, will be the best day ever. Anyway, so hi, Raid. Nice to see you guys. My name is Cylen Claris. I am a sugar vampire boy VTuber, and I play a lot of visual novels, and I voice every single character in them, despite my better judgment and the health of my throat. So, I hope you at least enjoy what you're about to witness, even if you don't understand it. And for those of you who play Danganronpa, enjoy me poorly voicing Monokuma.
Anyway, there was once a young boy. His name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into his weakness, to take on a fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that way out.
Now, no one will be able to say anything about, even though you're a boy.
But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken deep root inside of him, and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty, The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger.
I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun at the school, he had no choice but to accept that fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then that lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of an embarrassing secret, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro's actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter what the cost. If that had been revealed, that would be the end. The hardened shell would crack and the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma might have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about that right now. But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe we could talk about it later? Oh, bye, Heart Bulb. I'll see you around. Thanks for joining today. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone.
Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's
I
my
want
chance.
to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better.
With that thought in the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to train his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help, but he wanted to tell that person a secret first, and then he asked them to help from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah, Chihiro, big sad.
The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had inspired to.
Maybe talking to Mondo about it will give me some courage. So, he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That still says Chihiro, but that's clearly Monokuma's dialogue, so,
That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he had made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room? Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Oh, wasn't that to cover up what he had done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he had made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep the secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all of that to keep the promise he had made to Chihiro, who he had also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it, after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's not possible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone. That's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times do I have to repeat myself? To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell ya? An embarrassing memory? That secret he didn't want anyone to know?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble.
Caverite Lizard says, Ishimaru, now's your last chance, one last kiss. Honestly, though, they're like one of my favorite ships in this game. Oh my god. They're actually genuinely very cute together. Even though we don't get to see them as quote-unquote bros for very long, it is very, you know. By the way, what's the sign say? Crazy Diamond. Oh, Crazy Diamond. Okay, it says Crazy Diamond. That's his gang, I guess.
But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo even got a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything that he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the characteristic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, or charismatic, sorry. Mondo can talk, or Monokuma. See, clearly I can read, guys. This is another thing to know about my streams if you are new. I can't read. And before anyone knew it, it had grown onto the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have taken over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw at Mondo's very soul.
The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad.
Almost every day, Mondo heard gossip and whispers from the other members of the gang, which is why...
I just...
Gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. During the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead in the reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. And suddenly...
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call that killing your brother. Gotta go, but... oh my god, inconvenient timing for me to read the chat. Okay. Yeah, bye! Thank you for coming to the stream, though. I appreciate it. Thank you. I wouldn't call that necessarily killing your brother, though. He made that choice to save you.
Laying in his kid brother's arms, his older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Some last words, I guess. All right.
Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Diane never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep this gang together, 'cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together, to keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger, under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Dia was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and killed himself. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
I'm strong. Strong.
And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then our lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of an embarrassing secret.
Bye, drink your vegetable. Are you leaving? Or, oh, you're just, okay, you're saying goodbye to someone else. But thank you for still being in the stream, honestly. Thank you so much for the raid, genuinely. What were you guys playing over there? I'm curious.
At that point, it was clear that I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. Yeah. No. I get what you mean. If that had happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked hard to create would be destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd be carrying around, it would all be for nothing. So that's why I... Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all kinds of fuzzy uneasiness, and I started swirling around. Oh, wow, you made some PNG tuber models on stream? That's awesome. That's so talented though. Cool for you. I can't. I don't draw good. That's awesome. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while the fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all of a sudden? 'Cause, I mean, you kept the secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would. You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife to my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're strong. I can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us. So, what? You're saying I should just say it?
What? What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try to overcome it, and it was the kind of strength I never had. I was jealous of him, and that jealousy broke me. Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Or are you fucking with me right now?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something start to creak, something in my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruined everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I really admire you. I admire your strength. That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch.
I'm stronger than you, Daya. Oh, Jesus Christ. That killed me. My voice busted again, guys. Hydrate break. Wow, I am a real mood killer when it comes to the most dramatic scenes in this game. I swear to God, it's not on purpose. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand and I was staring down at him. Down on the ground. Hey.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in the heart of his... I can read. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it.
Look at him. You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory, for that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free from his regrets, and from the outside world, he doesn't know what the true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't.
You bastard. You shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead. Say that again, I dare you.
Yep. Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. This is what I have to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because it's time for punishing. Is fast approaching.
Punishing? You mean execution?
Well now, now.
Oh, wow. That was a long dialogue thing. Thanks, Monokuma.
That's what I promised you, right? The Blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mono Iwata, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No! Wait!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
That was oddly romantic. And thus another meme was born. Oh my god. You never know whether to laugh or be like horrified at a lot of these death sequences. Yeah, butter. Mondo butter. It's like that is horribly graphic, but at the same time it's like they made him into butter, man. Like, how seriously can you take that?
Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace.
It can't be my brother. Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Or maybe I'll just let it happen. Well, he's certainly not letting it happen. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again, but he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. Is this the end of the game? Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead? Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, but the game is life or death. I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that I don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless. Oh, I can read. His boyfriend's gone. Yeah. Big sad. Ishimaru split up forever. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. The last night, when the murder took place, It was in the library as usual. I was in the library as usual. Wow, this, as I'm getting further in to the trial, even though I haven't read a lot today, I am having a harder and harder time reading the dialogue. So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There's nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea I had seen him. So you're saying you knew he was the culprit from the beginning? Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right from the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all of that to liven things up? So, after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene? But damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have had to reveal the truth before it reached that point, of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become the Blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes. We are done listening to your story. Moving on. There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why?
Do you like them? But, you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating.
Yeah, I mean, you could just say exaggerating. Over-exaggerating seems a little redundant.
These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Mean. Mean. Mean.
What the heck?
Mean, 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 mean. Good grief. I don't understand why you'd have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Maybe because we're trapped in here and you're trying to kill us. So, you know, being analytical doesn't seem too out of the question right now. Whatever. It doesn't matter. At the end, I'm going to be standing alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me. Ah, a noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand? In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
All riled up.
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper, temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo.
But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. That's really depressing. Wow. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing. It was the worst kind of despair. Ooh.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? Oh God, who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Oh, and thanks for the compliment on my voice acting. I just saw that down there. Thank you. I really appreciate it. To be continued, except we've got a little bit left in the stream, so I am gonna roll the crazy diamond present. Okay. I am going to move on just a little bit out of the trial. Oh, I got a Steam achievement. Nice. Just because we have a little bit of time left in the stream. Oh no.
I know I shouldn't cry, but I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. Getting out of here anytime soon, it's impossible. I can't let myself think about how much I want to get out of here. If I keep thinking like that, I might decide to.
Oh, poor Owie. Donuts. I need to eat some donuts. That'll cheer me up. Glazed donuts, twisty donuts, jelly donuts, cream-filled donut holes, mosadas.
Okay.
Oh, God of donuts, I'm praying for a wonderful encounter. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for breaking the nighttime rule. But right now, for me, donuts are absolutely necessary.
Huh?
What's that sound? It sounds like it's coming from the bathhouse?
But
I'm super scared, but, is someone there? I know who that is, and I'm excited about it. The morning after the conclusion of the second class trial. Everyone met up in the dining hall, just like always, and I expected it to start like any other day. That's what I expected, but...
Today's count kinda sucks, huh? Toko and Byakuya still refuse to show up.
I haven't seen Miss Asahina anywhere.
She said her stomach was hurting, so she'd be taking it easy in her room for today.
Oh.
It is rather unusual for her. Normally she is so full of energy. Which is exactly what makes me worry.
So then...
So, it's just the 7 of us then. It looks that way.
How about that?
It's times like this where the committee chairman needs to get things going with a bang.
Impossible.
He looks very unwell, so I don't think that's gonna be happening. His boyfriend just died. That's not very fun.
Or not?
Taka hasn't said a word since everything had happened yesterday. I'm impressed he's even here, to be honest with you. I guess that speaks to, like, his fortitude, that he's willing to be here. But, like, that does not look like the face of a sane human being. One look at his face showed he hadn't slept a wink last night. Yeah, I agree. It must be because of Mondo. The two of them became so close, and then he finds out Mondo killed Chihiro, and then having to watch Mondo get punished, and there was nothing he could do about it. I can't even imagine what that must have done to him.
Well... So, I mean, what's gonna happen now? We haven't found out any way out, and we have no idea if help's ever gonna come. Now I'm all depressed just thinking about it.
We simply have to make the best of things, do our best to get along and live together in peace. Forget about the outside world and accept this is our new life. That is the only hope we have now.
What? To live here forever?
Here we have every convenience. We have food, clothes, our every need is seen to. Why are you dissatisfied? In fact, let me ask you this. What is it about the outside world that you are longing for?
Is that okay?
Competition, discrimination, victimization, and violence. As society grows, so does its perversions. In which case, is our current situation not...
Demon, angel, pretty pudgy princess.
I'm assuming that's a magical girl show.
Here we go.
Maggie, the drill shop owner, the bunny-eared Amazon, cat girl dog boy, Robo Justice, and the Galactic King. And what I mean is, there's no 2D here.
There is nothing to be done.
The mastermind puts on such base desire to their advantage, bending you to their will. Okay, well, anyway, since Taka's like catatonic, as the oldest one here, I officially step up to take the lead.
For those uninformed, Mr. Yasuhiro here is 21 years old. In Japan, when kids start their freshman year of high school, they are 15 years old. The reason for this is he has been held back, if you do the math, 6 times. He has been held back in high school for 6 years. Oh my god. So yeah, as far as we know, every other character in the class is 15 years old. But Yasuhiro is 21. And it's heavily implied that he's on drugs. So we're all gonna work together to spend our day searching the school. Searching?
I'm right?
Well, I mean, since the class trial's over and all.
Perhaps.
there should be new places for us to investigate. Yeah, that's the ticket. Maybe we'll find some kind of clue this time. Then once we're done eating, let's split up and begin looking around. Do you have any problem with that, Celeste? There may well be a discovery waiting for us, which may further enrich our life here.
No. The point is to look for clues. And just as we were standing together, she barged in and ruined the conversation. Oh, I thought it was gonna be Sahina. No, it's Toko.
You called for me, so I appear. Genocide.
What?
No one called for you.
What the? How come it's Genocide Jill, not Toko?
Yes! God, this place is just amazing! Finally a place I can just be all my murderous self! Which is why I've decided to stop holding back and from spreading my wings. No more hiding in a cave for me! Plus, I have another battle to fight! The whole killer with the split personality thing is so overdone. I gotta destroy that stereotype.
I mean, by existing, you are kind of reinforcing the stereotype, Miss Ma'am. How about you just, go away?
I'll fight all day and all night to murder those totally slanderous glitches.
But you are a killer with a split personality.
That's what I just said, so thank you. If she weren't here, my chances of survival would go up at least 10%.
Come on, you gotta back me up here. Even the biggest stars need a little people to hold them up.
Well, whatever else we can do today, first we should eat. We can't do anything on an empty stomach.
You're right. Let's hurry up and eat so we can start our investigation. So we were forced to eat breakfast with a murderer. And after our much needed but very annoying meal, we set to work looking around the school. I mean, technically, you've been eating with a murderer this whole time. It's just, she's not been... She hasn't been out, per se. Okay, I don't think there's any new portion of the map over here. Actually, wait. Is there a stairs to 2F over here? That is interesting. Oh, that gate is not up yet. Yeah. Gate is still blocking the stairs. Okay, so that means that it's in the main school. Whatever's opened up is in the main school. Na 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 na. Ba-da-na, na 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 na. Is there like a third floor? That could be what it is. I mean, the only other option is like a basement, and I don't think we have a basement. School zone 1F. Going upstairs, going upstairs, going upstairs. I don't want to talk to Yasuhiro, cause fuck that. Actually, what if I do talk to him? I love how he conveniently turns around when I come back the other way.
Could it be?
Nothing's changed on this floor. The only difference is the gate block and the stairs leading up to the third floor is gone. Guess that's where all the crazy... where they want us to head next. Wonder if that's where the kind of crazy stuff is. Okay. Oh, so there is 3F. Okay, I'm just blind. I can't read a map. Okay, yeah. Third floor, yippee!
The 3rd floor of Hope's Peak Academy. I wonder what we're gonna find this time. What's up here? Okay. Oh, there's a 4th floor too. That's fun. Oh, hi, Kyoko. Nice to see you.
It would seem...
So the 3rd floor is opened up this time. After a brief investigation, it looks like there's a physics lab and an art room. I also found a huge machine of some kind in this physics lab. I wonder what it does.
Okay, physics lab. Physics lab. Physics lab. Yippee! Turn the corner into the physics lab. Oh! Well, that's interesting. This is the physics lab. It's less like a classroom and more like some kind of research institute. Hey, Taka, don't you think this place is some kind of research institute? Still no reaction. What's up with this ridiculously big machine?
Watch out!
What?
What? You wanna do some quantum leaping?
Huh?
Yeah, it's a time machine. Pretty awesome, right? It was designed by a student right here at Hope's Peak. The ultimate physicist. Although they don't go here anymore. They died during the tragedy.
A time machine. Seriously? So it can go back in time? Okay then. Let me get in there. If I can go back to the past, then I can... This time I'll stop Mondo for sure!
Oh, sorry. That's not possible. This particular time machine can only go back 1 minute. It comes in handy when you, like, left your pizza bagels in the microwave a little too long.
1 minute?
You sound disappointed. But actually, I was lying about the whole thing anyway. There's no such thing as time machines.
What?
Hey,
honestly, it's just an air purifier.
Air purifier?
In other words,
it can produce clean air no matter where you're at. With that thing, you could even live on Mars. But what with that discombobulating gravity and deadly low temperatures, you probably wouldn't want to live on Mars.
You guys?
Anyway, this machine is the real reason you guys have for this delicious air. So don't go messing with it. You break it, it's your butt.
This thing is huge. It's just an air purifier? And more than that, to go out of your way to say something you know will hurt someone who's already suffering. God damn you. Okay. Physics experiments, their materials, pulleys, steel plates, magnets, and all kinds of stuff you don't even recognize. Oh, it's the camera. Oh, there's more things to actually care about. Okay. This machine has obviously got some kind of purpose, but I don't know anything about physics to begin with, so I wouldn't have a clue where to start with this. Oh. Okay, I didn't even notice the door. That's kind of cool. The time machine that goes back in 1 minute, or are you talking about the air purifier for the practical one? I mean, because I think both would be kind of practical. I mean, going back exactly 1 minute to save your bagel pizzas in the toaster oven, or like I mean, purifying any kind of air that would be useful in a, say, a post-apocalyptic scenario, hypothetically. Just saying. This is the equipment room. It's super disorganized and there's a strange chemical smell in the air.
Oh, this place is so relaxing, so calming. The smell of formaldehyde is almost unbearable.
Seriously?
It's so tempting. I just want to tuck myself right in.
Of course, Genocide Jack likes it. That just goes to show how disgusting it really is. Pendulums, wheels, rail segments, all the equipment is scattered all over. They're all covered in dust, too. They obviously haven't been used in a long time. This is a tarp. There isn't anything strange about it. Seems perfectly ordinary to me. I was about to say, did Ishimaru leave? I already clicked this, right? Oh. Hello. Why are you here? Oh, it's a digital camera with some kind of weird anime-style design on it. It's kind of beat up, but it looks like there's still... It still turns on fine. Yay! You can go on back 1 minute and enjoy the freshly purified air once again. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Both are incredibly useful. I think that's true. Yep, it still works. I should show it to the others later. Okay, so that was it. Okay. So let's explore the other rooms on the floor. Art room. At first glance, it looks like a normal art room, but something about it seems off, or multiple somethings. Well, the fact that Hifumi's here is already a red flag.
Well, look at all this equipment. It certainly scratches that artistic itch of mine. Art supplies, of course, but they've also collected all kinds of sculpting tools.
So, Hifumi, do you like sculptures and figurines and stuff?
Yes, indeed.
Well, normally I'll limit myself to 2D, but figurines are like borderline 2D, so it's okay.
I don't know how that's borderline, but okay.
I'm a fan of Charanbo, Pumpkinhead, and especially admire things that Saburo Ronponki makes.
These are probably references that I do not understand. And I deeply apologize because this is making me sound uncultured.
Charanbo's ability to express the movements of muscles is exquisite, as seen in his Mama Cat series. Pumpkinhead is like a little sculptor fairy, representing the century's greatest quality. Saburo Roppongi, meanwhile, is known for his Mecha Musume series, which led a worldwide tour. Truly, they can only be regarded as the Elite Four.
I do know what that means, though. But one of your elites is missing.
Nothing.
Well, the Elite Three just sounds stupid now, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Besides, that empty seat belongs to me. Today begins my reign as the legendary ruler of this next century.
I see. Well, good luck with that. Okay, this is a statue of Neo. I never really heard of anyone using the Neo statue for life drawing classes. Paintings on the walls. Is this really art? It's just a bunch of crappy graffiti to me. It's a Venus statue. Yep. Very art room-ish. This is the repository that's attached to the art room. It's used to store different artsy things. There are wooden mallets on the wall. If I had to guess, I'd say we use them for making sculptures. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to look at. Ooh, oh, that's interesting. Hello. There's something on the floor. It looks like a picture, but I stretched out my arm to pick it up. Almost as if on its own, my hand froze. Huh? What I saw in that picture was Chihiro, Leon, and Mondo, and they were smiling. What is this? Questions started racing through my head, one after another. Why is it only these three people? What are they doing together? How come they're smiling like that? When was this taken? Who took it? Where's the camera they used? How did they get it developed? And in the picture, the window in the classroom, there's no metal plate covering it. Which must mean this picture was taken. It wasn't here at Hope's Peak Academy? But there was no time to find an answer. All the questions floating around my head were quickly drowned out by... Oh, this jackass. Okay.
That's mine. Give it back.
Monokuma appeared out of nowhere and snatched the photo. And any chance I had of answering my questions evaporated. I skipped that. My bad.
You peeked, didn't you? Well, they all had some frizzly, dazzling smiles, right? They were definitely living their school life. It's like they were ripped out of a page right out of the Book of Youth.
Wow, I cannot stumble. I keep stumbling over my words. Ah! What's going on in that picture, do you know?
I'm not telling you nothing.
Why can't you give me a straight answer? Never mind. I don't even know why I bothered asking. And we are peeking over here. A dolly. They must have used it to move the statues around. Okay. Oh. Ain't that lovely. This is a statue of Monokuma? Who would ever want to make something like this? Still, the quality's surprising. By the way, I want to know anyone who would possibly speedrun this game because finding things in this game is so complicated. You really do have to kind of click around until you figure it out sometimes. Oh, a gaming room.
Let's see.
A recreation room. A place for students to come and relax.
I never would have imagined a school having a place like this.
Well, no normal school would. It has Othello, shongi, even a dartboard and a pool table. And look at this.
I get like a high school probably wouldn't have this, but like colleges have this all the time.
They even provide us with a remarkable number of magazines.
Isn't it wonderful?
Those will certainly be helpful in keeping our boredom at bay.
Listen up!
Ring, ring, ring! Hello there! Allow me to expound. We've got fashion, motorcycles, martial arts, video games, baseball, science, all kinds of magazines. Oh, but nothing dirty. This is a school after all. If you need a quick fix, check out the swimsuit mags.
So then...
And will you be adding to our collection as new issues come out?
Sorry, no can do. Even if I wanted to, right now magazines are kinda...
Kinda what?
Watch out!
Oops. Nothing. Never mind. No. Anyway, that's it for my expansion. Bye-bye.
What he just said.
I know, right? It bothers me too.
Unfortunate.
Life here would be much nicer if he could add some new issues every once in a while. How disappointing.
Really? I discovered lots of stuff, and it was strange, but I don't know if it was an actual clue. I'm just getting more confused. Maybe I should head to the dining hall and talk about it with everyone else. For now, I should head to the dining hall. Okay. That was kind of redundant, but thank you. I got back to the dining hall, and the first thing I noticed was... Hina? I tried to talk to her, but my voice was immediately drowned out by the others as they rushed into the dining hall. I thought she was sick or something. Everyone rushed past me and crowded around Hina. Being surrounded by everyone like that, Hina looked really uncomfortable. Are you feeling better already?
Yeah, I ate a few donuts and that really helped a lot.
You do love those donuts.
But it wasn't your stomach that was hurting. Well, my stomach ache kinda made me hungry, so, you know. I guess my memory's kinda fuzzy lately.
They say that a goldfish will eat however much food you give it, even if it's about to burst. Miss Asahina's pretty much the same, it looks like.
Just a second.
Hey, you of all people don't have room to talk.
Anyway, I was worried about you.
Sorry.
Besides that, you...
Huh?
Jeez, your knockers are... Oh, God.
Wow. Thank you for saying that, Jack. That was very... That was lovely of you to say. What a lovely, lovely person. Stay away from her, fiend. Anyway, first things first, we should talk about what we found, right, Taka? Bro is still, like, not in the mood, guys. Right. Okay, so I think that's gonna be a good place for us to wrap it up tonight. So, thank you guys all so much for watching. That was kind of a long episode compared to what we usually do, but I wanted to try to get all of the trial out of the way and dip a little bit into the next chapter. So I guess we soon will figure out what Aoi saw. But yeah, thank you all again for coming and watching, and thank you especially for the raid. I really appreciated that. And I will see you all in my next episode of Danganronpa.